Welcome to this Object 140 replay on Malinovka, and this replay was sent to me by Exodus from RGT, and he really had a really nice match in the Object 140. I was quite impressed, especially with his plays in the middle of the match and his situational awareness in the overall engagement that he has. It was a really entertaining watch. He will shoot some premium ammo in this match, quite a lot of it actually. Normally I don't feature replays like that, but I think the gameplay itself and the whole situation with the situational awareness will be a good lesson for everyone, I guess. It was a good one for me, just the way he keeps an overview of the whole situation. I tend to not really do that, unfortunately, to my own detriment, and I should definitely pick that up. So some easy damage on this D110 E5, which is completely out of position on the hill. Exodus tries to get a shot in. I don't like these extreme zoom levels that they got in the client. I've actually disabled them on my client because I always find it really hard to judge shell velocity in the most heavy zoom levels. For some reason, shells always go slower than I think they go. And to be honest, though, I usually tend to, when I play, even in like the sniper view, I only use the first zoom level or no zoom level at all, just to get that little bit of more magnification. And outside that, I don't tend to use these like 6 or 8 and 16 32 level zoom. It's too much for me. But yeah, Exodus is using his turret here very well, bouncing shots from the enemy 140. And he pans that one. That's actually quite surprising, because the Object 140 isn't too bad at side scraping, I thought. But apparently he does manage to pan that, and might be a lucky roll, you never know. But now he's up against 3 mediums here, trying to keep an eye on all of them. Does receive a shot, and he pulls back now because he's got heavies coming in, and there's no point in trying to keep brawling with that guy. The Leopard 1 pulls back as well, and the heavies on his team are actually moving up. And this ridge is that's here, basically this dip and ridge is really quite nice. Personally, I never use this position, or I've never used this position, because I'm actually always the first one onto the hill. So I never really end up in the situation. I either get completely slaughtered on the hill because I'm way too far up ahead, or I actually overpower the hill with my team and then go off on the other side. But yeah, this works really well if you can keep your tank relatively safe from one side of the enemies. I mean, obviously, if you go too far down, the enemies on the top of the hill can actually shoot you, so that's why you need to be careful, but it's a good position. Now they're sort of surrounded, and Exodus is looking for a shot. Spots his E100 here, pumps a shot into his side, and yeah, he is I mean, this is why World of Tanks is broken. That E100 is doing pretty much, apart from slightly angling his turret and not facing Exodus, but even if he faced Exodus with AP, Exodus wouldn't penetrate every shot, and with heat you just go through armor. I mean, this is what's wrong with World of Tanks. This guy is playing his tank relatively good actually, but he's just not getting the rewards for it. I'm still generally against premium spam unless it's in clan wars, because then everyone spams premium. But in situations like that, you can really see what's wrong with this game to begin with. I mean, obviously, tanks like the mouse and shit that they completely overbuffed shouldn't have that armor in the first place. They should always have frontal weak spot. But a tank like an E100 has a pretty massive frontal weak spot. Actually, 2 of them. One's the rangefinder bar, which is the smallest one, and then you've got a massive lower front plate. The mouse currently doesn't really have a weak spot, so yeah, for that one I also load heat, but that's just because the mouse is balanced pretty badly at the moment. But yeah, I think, to be honest, Wargaming should balance their tanks to all have frontal weak spots, and it should be down to skill, not just loading the heat and going through them. But yeah, as we can see here, as I was saying, situational awareness. Between each shot, Exodus looks uphill to actually see what the enemy team is doing, to see if he can poke out for another shot. And this kind of stuff, this engagement is quite tense because they're effectively surrounded. And he managed to do a lot of damage. I mean, he's down to his last 2 heat shells now, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's what happens. And yeah, I mean, this engagement, they were definitely outnumbered, and they actually managed to pull it through. And the Object 140 with the rate of fire is also really good, though. But yeah, it's just a really good position, really good keeping an eye on everything at once. And this was what actually made me decide to record this replay, because it's just really good to watch how he handles this situation, keeping an eye on all the tanks that are currently poking up. And the only thing I don't like is the auto aim use. I mean, there's no use to use the auto aim. So yeah, if you're going to watch this replay, do tell me why you use the auto aim for these quick shots. Actually, does it give a little bit of an accuracy boost or something? Because I mean, when you're fully aimed, I don't see why you would. Oh, that was a nice shot into the cupola as well. I don't see why you would snap the auto aim on. But yeah, this really tense engagement ended up with Exodus here blocking 3.5k damage in total, and doing 8.2k damage as well. So yeah, I think we can safely say that he carried his weight, at least in this engagement, but he also carried it in this match, obviously. But yeah, that was quite a nice, impressive firefight there going on. While I was rambling about gold ammo, so I don't know if you were listening to me talking or if you were just looking at the engagement, but I guess it's something for both types of people. So yeah, now the scores are not even again. Now they are even again. So it's his team is pretty spread out. T-57 Heavy is in a really good position because he can shoot in all kinds of directions from there. So Exodus is just trying to see if he can get a shot in or if the T-57 pops up, but he doesn't. AMX-30B ran away, or that was the last thing we saw of him. But Exodus decides to go to that location again, and that is actually one of the best things he can do, because that enemy T-57 Heavy, as you can see, has got 4 kills. He's not doing too shabby, and he's in a position that you can't properly engage from this side unless the T-57 Heavy decides to poke up. So Exodus is doing the right thing, and he's trying to get around the T-57 Heavy, but he also has to be careful that the AMX-30 doesn't spot him. So he's taking it easy. They still got 6.5 minutes, so just take this step by step and slowly advance. There's no need to rush into certain death. Just see if you can spot anything. By the way, as well, though, he did tell me gold spam and everything. He was actually doing this 3 marking session on the tank, so that's why, I guess, also why he was shooting so much heat. It was justified in that engagement to an extent, obviously. But yeah, it's just another thing to keep in mind. I don't actually know if he got the 3rd mark or not. I can't remember if he told me. But yeah, I'll check later on, obviously. He's now moving up, got himself tracked, didn't use a repair kit, which is the right thing to do. If there's no danger, you don't use a repair kit on your tracks. You just wait for them to repair. You can miss them for another like 10 seconds. And now comes the moment of truth. He'll actually spot the T-57. T-57 will spot him. And now we will see where the AMX-30 is. And the AMX-30 isn't here, but the Object 140 actually is. He came, I think he was in their base, and he came back. So now Exodus is distracting this Object 140, and he is also, he has also made the T-57 Heavy turnaround. So he wisely pulls back, because if the T-57 Heavy pops up on the left, then he's pretty much screwed. He keeps pulling back. I don't know why he doesn't load, or why he didn't load HE for this shot though, because you can kill that guy with HE in one shot. But yeah, now he loads HE. There we go. Good boy. But he's just checking, seeing which tank will pop up first. Hopefully the Object 140. He's pretty much, well, he might be a one shot for the T-57 Heavy. That guy does 420 per shot, I think, or 400, but he'll get clipped if he gets seen by the T-57 Heavy, so have to still take it careful. His team is cleaning up the other side, and now we can see the AMX 30 being spotted in Exodus's base as well. So Exodus decides to move up, spots the 140, auto aims the HE shot, and actually managed to hit and damage him, which is good. T-57 Heavy actually went back again, and there we go. RNG says nope. Side of a T-57 Heavy, 260 pen. Let's not penetrate. But yeah, this is still a dodgy engagement though, because we don't really know how many shells the T-57 Heavy has left. If he's got 2, he could still kill Exodus. But now we see him actually running away, and Exodus does the right thing. Again, he presses the engagement. No need to be careful. Enemy team actually managed to take out the 2 guys in base as well. So now it's 2 versus 3. Exodus spots the T-57 Heavy again. Waits slightly too long with aiming. I guess I don't know. I occasionally get these twitch shots as well, where my reticle is on the target, and I just for some reason I don't fire, and then I fire when it's off the target. I don't know if he had the same thing or not, but yeah, I occasionally get these as well. He bounces again on the side of the T-57 Heavy because of reason. So yeah, RNG is really working in his favor. But the Type 5 Heavy takes out the AMX 30B, and now the T-57 Heavy obviously knows that Type 5 is reloaded, and he's actually pushing the engagement as well, which is the right thing to do, because the Type 5 Heavy is reloading for a while. Although saying that, the Type 5 Heavy reloads really fast for such a massive gun. Type 5 Heavy twats the 140 in the face, and then the T-57 is on top of him. I think the Type 5 Heavy's got like 15 seconds reload or something. But yeah, there we go, last shot of the match and the kill. So yeah, not too shabby. Let's take a look at the results. So here we have the results for the 140 match of Exodus. Obviously an ace tanker badge, but that was pretty obvious with that amount of damage. You got the high caliber as well, which is not a surprise, and the top gun. In total he managed to do 9,285 damage, get 6 kills and get 1500 base XP, which is pretty impressive in a tier tank actually. And his team, actually the IS-4, did a lot of good work as well, and a Type 5 Heavy as well. The rest of the team didn't do too much. I mean, kind of disappointing, all of this, basically doing 1 shot of damage in a tier 10 tank and doing 1 shot of HE damage. I mean, that's pretty bad. Enemy team consistently did damage, but it was just not enough to win them the match. Obviously Exodus, star of the match, doing all that stuff. He didn't make a profit, obviously, with the heat shells he had to fire. 150k ammo cost, 53k loss in total with a premium account. He could be glad that he didn't play without premium, because that would be a 100k loss, but I guess a result like that is definitely worth it. So 9.2k damage done, damage blocked by armor nearly 4k, which is really good for a medium as well. He knows how to play this tank properly, but then again, if you're going for the 3rd mark, you have to know how to play a tank, otherwise you will never get it. Not much assistance damage, but that's not really that important with doing all that damage yourself. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this match. I hope you guys did as well, and if you did, feel free to rate it, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys next time.